Today we're going to go into detail about how customizing vendor invoice search functionality within your vendor portal can save your organization time and money. Vendor portals are the perfect place to contain all of your vendor information and interactions, saving you and your vendors time on the phone and confusion over emails. Invoice search or invoice inquiry is a way for vendors to use the information that they already have to determine the status of an invoice without having to contact the accounts payable department or the buyer. It's one of the best features to implement when just starting out, since it gives you the best bang for your buck, meaning it provides a lot of impact for a feature that's pretty easy to implement and use. But what are some different ways we can make this more aligned with the culture of your organization? Let's start with the login page. There's some pretty distinct differences going on between these two pages. The first one on the left starts out with a landing page, housing a couple of different links, rather than just going straight to a login page, which you can see is the case on the right. Each vendor portal can be white labeled and customized with your specific branding. So then, once we click Login on the left, we're taken to the login page that looks pretty similar to the one on the right. And then, to go on with this demonstration, we'll just log into both of them and go from there. What we're really trying to demonstrate here is that not all invoice inquiry systems are created equally, and they shouldn't be. It's so crucial for tools such as these to work seamlessly with your organization, while also being incredibly user-friendly. This maximizes the benefits for both you and your vendors. One way we do this is through customizing the nomenclature within the portal to make sure it aligns between you and your vendor to prevent confusion. For example, what one company may call a check number is what another calls a reference ID. In this demo, I will be acting as a vendor, going into each example to search for a specific set of invoices to show you what it looks like. First, we're going to go over the quick search section. What's in here depends on what's most important to your company or what your team prefers to search by. For example, the company on the left chose to allow vendors to search by paid within, vouchered within, and received within, but the one on the right chose invoice dates within and paid within. These options really depend on the ecosystem and the needs of your company. You can also choose lookup time periods that work best with your organization, also depending on how your data is stored. For example, we saw that the company on the left had time periods up to 90 days, while the one on the right was only 30 days. As for the other headings, we can see that on the left, we just have invoice information, and on the right, we have both invoice information and payment information. Really, it's all the same information, just split up a little differently based on the client's choice. Alright, so let's get into a little example here. First, for our client on the left, we're going to start with searching by invoice amount. So I'm going to do 100 to 250. We're going to hit search, and then there's our output. If you want to order by anything, I'm going to order by payment reference number here. You're just going to click search again, and then you can see that it's ordered by the payment reference number. Now for our second example, we're going to do something a little bit different over here and search for invoice date. So we're going to search between the dates of August 1st, 2025 and August 31st, 2025. Once you've done that, go ahead and hit search, and the invoices will populate below. Then, again, we're going to do something a little bit different, and this time we're going to sort by invoice amount. Then, once we hit search, we can see that it's now ordered by the amount on the invoice. Now we're going to go over a couple of really cool features. The first is that you can take these results, and by clicking here, you can download them as an Excel file. Now we're going to move on to dashboard cards. Once you've made a search that you'd like to be able to repeat, you're going to click on the dashboard card button here, and then give it a title that's relevant to your search. Once you save that, to be able to find it, you'll just go to the home page and scroll all the way down. The card will give you a count of all of the invoices currently in that search, which can be especially helpful for the searches that update, for example, invoices from the last 7 days. These dashboard cards can make it easy for users to access a repetitive query. That's it for Invoice Inquiry. Thanks for joining me, and be sure to come back for our other demos.